Welcome to Shooby Dooby Doo-Wop, a podcast where we talk about pop music. We are halfway through our deep dive of the UK Top 10 Singles Chart of the 26th of July 1983. I'm James Cook.
I'm Andy Robinson.
If you've missed the first half, well, you haven't, because there's plenty of opportunity for you to go and listen to it. That's on the feed.
We should do maybe podcasts like the 80s where you just put them out once and you either have to point a tape recorder at it or a boombox and listen to it that way. What do you make of that?
I don't think that's a business model that will work.
When we do it properly, it's not a business model that will work. Hey, it's 1983. I wonder what numbers 10 to 6 were.
Up one to number 10, it's Cruel Summer by Bananarama.
A great song and a great video enhanced by marching powder.
Down 6 to 9, Baby Jane by Rod Stewart.
A drunken sing-along.
Up 6 to 8, Wrapped Around Your Finger by The Police.
Finally, I found out what the Scylla and Charybdis are.
Down 2 to number 7, it's Mike Oldfield and Moonlight Shadow.
Shadow.
And up 15 to 6, it's The Crown by Gary Bird and the GB Experience.
A history lesson in the form of a rap record at great numbers 10 to 6. I'm delighted with them, James.
And all of those songs, all the songs we're about to talk to, and a few other songs can be found on our Spotify and YouTube playlists.
I heartily recommend you listen to those songs either before, during or after this podcast, because not only does it make what we're going on about clear, it's also 10 great songs in your life, and another 6 actually.
Yeah, the link is in the description, and the other 6 songs are part of our bonus tracks podcast that is available exclusively to members of our Patreon community. Half a dozen songs that are in the chart but aren't in the top 10 on the 26th of July 1983.
Is there any chance we could hear a little taster of them? I used to deliver 450 newspapers for £3.
Wow.
It wasn't exploitation, because what I used to do is just go up the gully and chuck them over a fence anyway, so...
Well, you delivered them. It reminded me of Junior Kickstart. Do you remember that TV show that was on in the holidays with kids riding their mud bikes around?
Yeah. We try to be funny, but it doesn't last. Every day, every day, every day, every day we podcast.
Put that out as a single. Put that as a single. It gets into the top 10, then we have to talk about it. Join our community now at patreon.com/ShoobyPodcast.
Number 5.
Up one to number 5 this week of the 26th of July 1983. Just to remind you, it's Heaven 17 with Live With Me.
Come live with me.
Come live with me. My apologies, I forgot the come bit. Not for the first time.
What?
I don't know. I just thought we'd start off this 1980 chart with a little bit of unnecessary filth, James. I mean, you could argue that Heaven 17 is starting off this chart numbers 5 to 1 with a little bit of filth, eh? Interesting, yeah.
Well, let's get straight into the opening line, shall we? I was 37, you were 17, you were half my age. No, half your age would have been 18 and a half. They won't be half your age until you're 40 and they're 20. So already, I'm annoyed.
An unreliable narrator trying to get away with it. She's half my age, she's less than half your age, mate.
So there's the maths problem, and then there's the moral problem. You go, oh, blimey, oh, yeah. Oh, I've just realised what you've said.
On YouTube, predictably, loads of people dig into this opening line. Victoria X77913 says, I ain't going out with anyone who could be my son. I'd say max 5 years difference from me. Now, the men are conspicuously silent about any changes.
There was a famous bit of research by a guy who, I think he ran OkCupid, the dating website, so he had access to loads of data, and he wrote a book about the sort of the findings in the data, and he said about the age range people put, and he said women tend to put kind of 5 years either side, generally, whereas men, however old they are, will put 21 to whatever age they are.
Yeah. Again, this song, like, a few people on YouTube were digging into it. Oh, you can't say that. But, you know, it's a character study of an older man and all this sort of stuff. If it was a novel, if it was a Lolita, hey, a Sting used to bang on about in these Song Don't Stand So Close to Me is also whatever number is this week, wrapped around your finger in the Scylla and Charybdis.
There's a big difference between Don't Stand So Close to Me and Come Live With Me, isn't there?
The world of difference. Yeah.
What you said about it being a character, we should point out that none of the members of Heaven 17 are 37 when they release this. They're all in their early 20s.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think the singer's 25, so even if it was I was 25, you're 17, everyone's going, oh, that's a bit more of a grey area, isn't it?
Yeah. I get you. I mean, it's a song, isn't it, about an old man and picking on someone who's not his own size in his song. That's fine for me as a notion for a subject for a pop song. I haven't got a problem with it. As Simon RC4ZW on YouTube says, for fuck's sake, this track is from a time when we just enjoyed the music. We did not waste our time looking for some left-wing bullshit subliminal message.
It's so left-wing to think that 17-year-old women shouldn't go and live with 37-year-old men.
Well, interestingly...
Yeah, lefty.
Well, interesting.
I believe it's in the Labour manifesto.
All right, then. Well, Jay Hernandez, a bit later on in his comments, he says, you're right. The right wing misses the days when they could fuck kids and get away with it. So somehow this has turned into some sort of culture war, this Heaven 17 record on YouTube.
I mean, I certainly remember being at school and there being girls in like the 4th and 5th year, so what's that now, year 10 and 11, who would have boyfriends who would pick them up in their cars.
That's right, James.
And everyone would be like, ooh, they're cool. And then you get to the age that they were and you go, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not cool.
Do you know the Arctic Monkey song Bigger Boys and Stolen Sweethearts is a B-side? This is all about that feeling of being a young boy and watching girls your age go off with, let's call it, older knobheads.
Well, I never knew who they were. I don't know what was going on, but there weren't any women in their 20s looking to pick up me. I'll say that much.
There's a few interesting things, apart from the whole subject of this song, isn't it? Which, as you say, is a 37-year-old man having some sort of crisis in life and asking a 17-year-old to come and live with him. Yeah?
Yeah. There's literally a fast show character. We were talking about the fast show in part 1.
Yeah.
There's a fast show character who does this, isn't there? Who has the much younger girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
And all his middle-aged mates go nuts.
Yeah. Do you know, I talked about in part 1, didn't I, doing the warm-up for them? When that scene, when I was doing the warm-up around that, whatever that scene was going on, you could feel it in the room, despite this kind of, that middle-aged man going slightly loopy over the presence of a beautiful young woman. It's a thing, isn't it, in society? So Heaven 17 are documenting this in a pop style. I like it a lot, because the chords are so weird. I mean, it's in G-sharp, I believe. I was 37, you were 24. Let's make it all right, yeah?
Does that make it all right?
Not really.
I was 37, you were 37 as well.
I was 37, you were 37 as well. Very balanced relationship. And then he goes, B flat, F sharp. I mean, they're weird. And then
that feels like a very Heaven 17 chord change,
yes,
doesn't it?
It goes so hard. You think it's going to get home, then it goes B flat, come again, can be sorrow. Weird, and then even weirder. Every day to know tomorrow. You can't predict it. I'm just saying, don't live with me, because you're only 17. I like the fact that Heaven 17 sort of threw away, let's call it, traditional chords, traditional keys, and it's a weird song. And the middle 8, which I was going to explain, goes so strange in using chords that are not familiar in the key. I couldn't be bothered.
So Heaven 17, Martin Ware and Ian Craig Marsh, founder members of the Human League, plus Glenn Gregory, who had been in a very early punk band with Marsh called Musical Vomit.
Good band name.
Is it? When did Heaven 17 play a live concert together for the very first time?
I don't know.
1997.
Really, that late?
Yeah. I think they did like TV appearances and stuff.
I remember them back in live, the musicians at least, back in Tina Turner when she made a comeback around 84 with Private Dancer and all that. So they definitely played in front of people, but that's not necessarily a concert, is it? I wasn't bothered about Heaven 17 back in the day. I got interested in them, like I say. They were responsible, really, for rejuvenating Tina Turner's career. This is an interesting notion, isn't it? 60s soul legend going to Heaven 17 to make some hits in the mid-80s. And they did it for her.
Yeah, they're probably best known for the song Temptation, aren't they?
Yep.
Which is their first and second biggest hit.
Huh?
Because they did 2 versions of it, didn't they?
I don't remember. Go on.
So they had the early 80s Temptation.
Yeah.
And then they did another one in about 91, 92.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a New Order.
Yeah, if you like.
Yeah.
So this is either their second or third biggest hit, depending on whether you count Temptation as one record or 2. In 2024, Rockstar Games asked to license the song Temptation for Grand Theft Auto 6 for $7,500 per writer. Martin Ware told them to, and I quote, "Go fuck yourself." because Grand Theft Auto 5 had made an estimated $8.6 billion.
Yeah. I mean, when I'm looking at YouTube comments, loads of people are related, not just this week's charts, but just charts in general. Loads of people are saying I played this on some video game, you know. So these songs are a big part of people's motivation to sit in front of a telly, monged out, pressing buttons.
Ian Craig Marsh left Heaven 17 in 2006 and is now a music teacher. Imagine your music teacher, Mr. Marsh.
Yeah.
And you think, who's this guy? Music teacher. And then you find out, oh my God, he had top 10 hits.
It happens a lot again on YouTube videos. I'm looking, this bloke taught me once, and I think it's interesting the notion of a pop star, isn't it? You think they could live the rest of their life being driven around, having takeaways all the time, you know, living it up. Well, who are these musicians?
Some of them.
Loads of them.
Yeah. There's a great book called Exit Stage Left by Nick Durden. It's a great book. It's about the curious afterlife of pop stars.
Yeah, all right.
Heartily recommended.
I'd be interested in it. Did you watch the video for this song?
I must have done, but I can't remember it.
All right, then. Well, it changes the song completely, I'm going to say, James. The video and the complicated lyrics of this inappropriate relationship.
Is he singing to a dog? And it's actually like, so in dog years, the dog's like really old, so it's fine. No,
they should have thought of that.
Yeah.
All right, then.
Or someone whose birthday is on February 29th. So they're actually
I see.
17 times 4.
Yeah, so that'd be
They're in the
68. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they would be.
Yeah.
Good maths, man. That was quick. No, seriously, I'm impressed.
In the video, 9 times 7. 63, too slow. This is in the video, right? It's pretty good. It makes the song different because there he is, Glenn Gregory, around the streets of Paris. And
I suppose where this is fine. J'ai 37 ans. Tu as 17 ans.
Sylviane est une pickle factor Sylvain. Sylvain is a bicyclist. I mean, Sylviane is a wasp who stings a postman on the nose. He goes quickly on his bicycle. Anyway, Glenn Gregory is knocking around Paris, right? Then he bumps into this old woman in a restaurant. Somehow she drops an egg, which he picks up. Yeah?
From where?
I don't know. She's just got an egg on her. Then,
What do you mean on her?
I don't know. I couldn't work
In a
it out.
pocket?
Yeah, on the plate in the restaurant. And then a bit later, he wines and dines her. And then they have eggs for lunch. So this is meant to be symbolic of something or other. The egg that, you know, absolute nonsense. But anyway, so it goes on a bit, all being 80s and stylish. And then at the end, when Glenn Gregory rushes to the hotel room to find his 17-year-old sweetheart, she's chucked herself out the window. I'm not making light of suicide, but that's what happens in the video. So the video gives the song another twist of his forbidden love for her has made her so miserable she kind of topped herself. Pretty dark, isn't it?
Yeah.
For a pop song being number 5.
I mean, it's no Temptation, is it?
You keep banging on about Temptation.
Sorry.
We'll do that another week.
Temptation is such a banger. And this kind of feels like a...
Yeah, it's so weird, this song. I mean,
single syndrome.
they had the fan base. Obviously, they got to number 5. But in terms of the writing, at least, it's unlike anything else in this top 10. So that's good. I think this is a great line. When he's saying, if half the things they say are quarter true of me, then how can I eclipse the youth you gave to set me free? And it leaves you, as we've just done, dealing with a little bit of mental arithmetic. He's saying, Carol Vorderman, if half of the things are so that only an eighth has to be true in the first place. And
It's a bit like this podcast, isn't it?
Yeah. About an eighth of this is true. And the other eighth is the Muppets. The other eighth is the Simpsons. The other eighth is me playing guitar badly.
Number 4.
Up 3 to number 4. It's Double Dutch by Malcolm McLaren.
A song great for skipping and dancing to. I'm done. See you later. Let me get out of here.
He hasn't got a coat on. It's raining, you know.
Let me back in.
Where should we start with this?
Shall we
want
start
to start
with
with the song?
Yeah, I mean, it's such a simple song, isn't it? Without being a thing, it's I'm going to say an African folk song. It sounds to me. C, F, and G chords. Essentially, that's what it is.
Why doesn't that sound like it?
Because I'm playing it badly and there's much more skill. I'm only talking about the building blocks, James. Because it's got all the beautiful African guitar on it, hasn't it?
Well, the tune is from the 1975 record Pouleng by the Boyoyo Boys.
So I saw on YouTube comments. I went hurtling towards that to hear the original.
And it sounds like Double Dutch by
Very,
Malcolm
very
McLaren,
similar.
doesn't
It hasn't got Malcolm McLaren shouting over it.
No. And they sued McLaren for plagiarism, and then there was an out-of-court settlement, and the writers of that are now credited on the single.
It's not like Paul Simon. He got into enough trouble for acknowledging every artist and giving them some money. So Malcolm McLaren, I'm going to say, a bit of a knobhead for nicking this record, not giving them any credit.
You say that,
Yeah.
but
Go on,
just to complicate things a little
You
bit.
seem troubled as I was saying it.
So this is from the album Duck Rock, which Malcolm McLaren made with Trevor Horn,
Okay.
the man who invented the 80s.
Let me just point out, it's a great record. I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I really like it. Anyway, it is not a sample of that song. They re-recorded it in South Africa with African musicians
A la Paul Simon, then.
who all got paid.
Okay.
Who all got paid quite well. In his autobiography, Adventures in Modern Recording, which is great fun to read, by the way, Trevor Horn says they had a band of about 15 Zulus in the recording studio. They had to lock them in the studio all night because black people weren't allowed out after dark in South Africa in the early 80s.
I think racism's bad.
For more insights like that, join our Patreon community. The members of the band got paid about £1,000 each for the 19-day session, which in that time to them was an absolute fortune. One guitarist said that he was going to use his big cheque to go and buy a wife, who apparently cost about £500. So
Right.
he's going to spend half the money on a wife. That story's in the autobiography. So yes, he totally nicked the tune from the Boyoyo brothers, and he eventually settled out of court. And
Didn't nick the tune, he nicked the backing.
so yeah, he did do that, but then he did also employ a lot of African musicians in South Africa during apartheid and paid them really well.
In that case, all the talk on YouTube comments is ill-informed then.
Well, no, it's just Malcolm McLaren, as you have alluded to, was a chaos agent and riddled with inconsistencies and good and bad.
I mean, the Sex Pistols say he stole all their money. Annabelle, whatever her name is from Barrow, she's not complimentary towards him, you know. So he's definitely a problematic character in the world of pop, yeah?
An opportunist in many
all right,
ways.
All right.
Before entering the Big Brother house in 2008, Malcolm McLaren said, "I've been called many things, a charlatan, a con man, or more flatteringly, the culprit responsible for turning British popular culture into nothing more than a cheap marketing gimmick. This is my chance to prove that these accusations are true." So he kind of knows. He knows what he's doing. One of his famous quotes, which is on his headstone, is, "It's better to be a flamboyant failure than any kind of benign success."
Fair enough.
I mean, as a benign failure,
Yeah.
got the worst of both worlds here, really.
Well, let's talk about the actual record itself rather than the reputation of Malcolm McLaren and did he do this or did he not do that. Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
Now, everyone on YouTube comments there's a load of love for it going on because it just shows loads of young women dancing with a skipping rope, doesn't it?
Doing the double dutch.
Doing the double dutch, which is dancing with a skipping rope, let's say.
Yeah.
For simplicity's sake.
But it was also like a competitive sport. The Ebonettes, who get a lot of shout-outs, are the name of one of the teams
Yeah.
who do the double dutch.
I mean, the video is makes you so happy. The joy on their faces and the skills involved. This is one of my go-to videos now, I think, when I need a little bit of a pick-me-up. I'm going to click on double dutch, I reckon.
And such is the inconsistencies of Malcolm McLaren. You go, right, so this guy, he can't really play any instruments.
No.
He doesn't sing.
Nope.
He can't rap, even though he tries. He's just kind of talking. But somehow he has been instrumental in putting together this record, which is joyous and a celebration of lots of different cultures at once. So, you know, the South African music and also the New York double dutch scene of the early 80s. And also, it's not on the single version, but of the Dream Team, the guys who invented scratching on the radio in America. He was championing them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much of a kickback they got from the album, but...
And it's got a great spirit, hasn't it? What I like particularly, it goes, they might break and they might fall about the girls from New York City, but they just start again. And it's that notion of the human spirit, isn't it? Don't let mistakes, don't let things get you down. Keep at it. And that's absolutely loud and clear in this beautiful record. As is what's loud and clear is the rain going. This is a good comment on YouTube from at the top. This is from JNC USA. She goes, the girls dressed in red and white on the video are from Brooklyn. I was their 5th and 6th grade teacher. I also had the opportunity to coach them in the sport of double dutch. Important to remember. We still communicate today thanks to Facebook. And 3 of the young ladies have gone to complete college. 2 of them have earned their PhDs. All 4 are living their lives happily and have successful families. So, again, this record, just joyous. Do you know what film it was featured in? According to YouTube comments, I've seen the film, but I can't remember. You know, you like that usually, don't you, James? A little bit of this was featured in this film and the IMDb rating. You're looking perplexed that you don't know.
I know which film Malcolm McLaren wrote the theme music for.
Go on.
Probably the worst British film ever made.
Yeah.
Carry On Columbus.
Okay.
IMDb rating 3.4. But no, is it in Wolf of Wall Street?
You got it.
Yeah.
Woo. A million pop points to James Cook.
Thanks.
There was a bit in the cinema when I was watching Wolf of Wall Street, right? I remember this vividly. What's her name? Margot Robbie. Yeah. She appears in the doorway, takes her clothes off, yeah? Mm-hmm. As a come on to Leonardo DiCaprio. I heard 2 blokes in the cinema when that scene go on, under the breath go, fucking hell. Kind of liked it, you know, this expression of male sexuality. Not in a Heaven 17 kind of way, though.
I'm 37, you were Margot Robbie.
Number 3.
Up 1 to number 3 this week. It's Eurythmics with the question, who's that girl?
Who is that girl?
Running around with you.
Who is it?
Who is
Who
it?
is it, Andy?
I'm glad we picked on this early. What I like about it, the chorus, since C minor, who's that girl running around with you? Tell me. Yeah? Now, quite often with songwriters, they often change the 3rd line for a bit of, let's call it, variety. Keep the song going. You would expect, who's that girl running around with you? You could expect, like, you know, something like, what in the world would you gonna do? For the 3rd line. But they keep going, who's that girl running around with you? Tell me, who's that girl running around with you? The repetitive nature of it leads to, I believe, to, let's call it, the unhinged state of the narrator of the song. I think this hit me deep, this song, this like a little descent into a madness.
A bit like Sweet Dreams. It's got that slightly sinister edge to it, hasn't it, this song?
I thought I knew. Well, I did know this song, let's be honest. Because you've heard it all your bleeding life, haven't you, on the radio and all that. But again, in the context of doing this podcast and listening to it a few times, we were talking about earlier in part 1, repeated listenings, it's revealed itself something to me this week. It's a thing, this record. No one sounds like Annie Lennox. She doesn't sound like anyone. When people have covered Eurythmics songs, you always think, that's not Annie Lennox. You know, I think she puts a stamp on her records and her songwriting especially. So that's a great thing.
She says about this song that she was rather desperately in love at the time, and a lot of her songs were about unrequited love. And that comes across, doesn't it?
Very much, very much.
Who is that girl?
Running
Andy?
around with you. Tell me.
Well, I can tell you who a few of them are.
Oh, we're talking about the video.
That's
early.
right.
Go on.
In the video, Annie Lennox is on stage singing, while Dave Stewart is at the table in the cabaret bar with various different women, including Cheryl Baker and Jay Aston from Bucks Fizz,
Yeah.
Kiki D, Hazel O'Connor, Kate Garner off of Hazy Fantasy,
I had such a crush on Kate Garner, so I was delighted to see her turn up.
all of Bananarama, including
On coke, off their heads. Listen to part 1 for that to make sense.
including David A. Stewart's future wife Siobhan Fahey, and future member of Bananarama Jackie O'Sullivan, and rather delightfully Marilyn.
Yeah, Marilyn turns up, don't they?
Don't they? Yeah.
Did you mention Teresa Bazar at Dala?
Oh, no, I didn't.
She's in it as well.
Oh, good spot.
Now, there's some argument on YouTube about Olivia Newton-John being in it, but then I thought, I'm getting out of here now. This is crazy.
David A. Stewart's having a lovely time.
Definitely a great time for all them women.
But Annie Lennox is the one who gets a kiss from...
Annie Lennox himself?
Yes, Annie Lennox in drag.
Yeah. She looks cool, don't she, as a bloke? She looks good with the sideburns and the stubble. Getting off with herself at the end.
In the lyrics, she says, cooler than ice cream, warmer than the sun.
Yeah.
Ice cream is usually between minus 18 and minus 24 degrees centigrade. Warmer than the sun, well, it depends whether you mean the surface of the sun or the middle of the sun or the sun's temperature as it reaches the earth.
I think Annie Lennox is referring to all 3 of them, so, you know, I don't know if you've got the facts, James. I only said that because I wanted to see your shoulders side. You brought it up.
The surface of the sun is around 5,500 degrees centigrade.
Yeah.
How can it be cooler than ice cream and warmer than the sun, Annie. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
It's not physically possible.
I like it when she
No
goes,
wonder he's running around with someone else.
Well,
You're scientifically illiterate.
there's a touch of that, isn't there? I like when she goes, "Dumb hearts get broken." That's a nice chord, just like China cups. Then back to the language of lovely on my tongue. I love this, but there's just one thing. What's this one thing? Wait, can you tell me? There's just one thing. Ooh, no one can sing like her. There's one thing I wanna know, and I say the repeated. Who's that girl running around with you? Beautiful. Of course, there's no acoustic guitar in it because it's all electro, isn't it? It's all, the synthesizers that were so popular with the Eurythmics around this time.
Very futuristic. Do you know who directed the video?
No.
This guy called Duncan Gibbons.
Yeah, go on. I read a comment about him on YouTube.
What was your comment?
It's pretty bleak.
Okay. So he also directed the videos for Careless Whisper, Robert De Niro's Waiting, Don't Leave Me This Way, among many, many others. A lot of iconic 80s videos there. He used to be a reporter on Midlands Today.
Yeah?
And he'd go on to direct the movie Fire with Fire, IMDb rating 6.4. And he co-wrote the script for a TV movie called Third Degree Burn.
I can see where this is going. Yeah.
He died tragically in 1993 at the age of just 41 after trying to rescue a stray cat during wildfires in Malibu. It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
They do those two. I mean, it's just coincidence. But,
Just coincidence.
but yeah, he went to try and rescue a stray cat.
Yeah, well...
One of the band, the Stray Cats, I should point out. An actual stray cat.
With all those videos and this song, especially Duncan Gibbons, we are going to say rest in peace, and we give you thanks for your contribution to the panoply of pop.
And just to anyone listening, just let the cat go. It's not worth it.
Number 2.
A non-mover at number 2, IOU by Freeze with 3 E's. That's how you spell the word freeze, not Bananarama's Rider.
And you should point out that Freeze, James, has got 3 E's in it anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they're in a different place.
Yeah, he doesn't put one at the end, do they? The silly Freeze boys.
Yeah.
Freeze a jolly good fellow and all that.
This is their biggest hit.
Is there something in a band singing about literacy and they can't spell their own bleeding name?
Yeah, because the chorus is A-E-A-E-I-O-U. I sometimes cry.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Or I sometimes lie. Let's dive straight in. While we're exploring the chorus of these vowels, Blue Angel 0925 on YouTube says, I've only just realised that after he says A-E-I-O-U, he says I sometimes cry or I sometimes lie. Blue Angel goes on to say, I always thought he was saying and sometimes why, like the rule of vowels.
It is that, isn't it?
A-E-A-E-I-O-U and sometimes why. Nice.
It's like an episode of Sesame Street.
Nice. Well done, Blue Angel. I like it when people bring their own interpretation and misheard lyrics to it. That's a good one.
Written and produced by Arthur Baker.
Oh, yeah. Big
Yeah.
in the 80s.
Yeah, worked with Africa Bambaataa and New Order, amongst many others. Also mixed the song In the Night by the Pet Shop Boys to be the theme to the Clothes Show, which always reminds me of Sunday tea time. He said, today, when I hear people like The Weeknd, I can trace it back to what we were doing 40 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Arthur Baker says that
Yeah.
rather than Freeze. All right,
Yes,
then.
yes.
Well, the song is so simple. Let's do it briefly. Essentially, it's 3 chords all the way through. Do you tell me that you love me?
Something like that, isn't it?
And whatever. D minor, G minor, B. And whatever they're doing. But then the chorus carries on with the same same chords all the way through. Nothing wrong with that. And sometimes why, etc. So, it's not a complicated song in terms of the structure and the writing and the chords and the harmony and the melody. It's a repetitive dance record designed to keep you dancing.
So Freeze were a couple of guys, including percussionist John Rocker, who sings on this. He'd later go on to found a telecoms company.
And he plays the guitar, don't forget that. He's not just a singer. I was looking at him a little bit thinking a bit like Go West or Wham, the singer and the instrumentalist. They're both playing instruments.
And it's one of the first examples of sampling,
Go on.
the voice sampling thing in it.
Oh, yeah, all that, yeah.
That,
Yeah,
that's not how it sounds at all. John Rocker said, I just wanted to use any bit of new kit that came out that was fun to have a fiddle with and made a sound that was cool. Yeah. But it's an actual glockenspiel on the record.
Really?
Yep.
Tellingly, no one in the YouTube comments was really going on about the song so much. They were all saying, I love the 80s. I had the great time in the 80s. Why can't it be the 80s ever again? I wish it was the 80s. I miss the 80s. It was all that kind of stuff. The video, I mean, you can't get more 80s. I thought it had great things in. It had, as I mentioned, the guitar. It's got some kids driving around on BMXs. It's got a bit of breakdancing and body popping. It's got a ghetto blaster features heavily in it and wraparound shades. I mean, how more 80s can you get? As the YouTube comments points out, even the T-shirts had shoulder pads.
In part 1, do you remember you were talking about Rod Stewart and about how he was looking for the vowel noises when he was scatting?
Exactly.
I mean, that's this, isn't it?
Exactly.
It is literally the vowel noises.
I think
it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't mean anything.
Thank you for remembering that, James. I was going to bring it up, I'd forgotten all about it. Again, my point is a lot of songwriters, I believe, are often looking for vowel sounds, and that informs the lyrics now. A, E, A, E, A, O, ooh. Could be anything. Baby, I don't know who you... It could be that. Freeze, I thought, fuck that off, we'll just make all the nice vowel sounds.
But the song isn't called A-E-I-O-U. It's called I-O-U.
Forget the A-E.
And it's written like an I-O-U, I-O-U money type thing.
Yeah.
So maybe the chorus is they're saying to someone called A-E, I-O-U. Or they're from the Black Country.
A-E? Which means, isn't he?
Yeah, isn't he I-O-U? By the way, I sometimes cry.
Do you know, as a Black Country joke I used to do, James, Dido in the Black Country, that means Diane, stop it. That's very specific to a region, but nonetheless, we've done it. This was the song that got on my nerves this week, James. I'm going to bring personal taste into it for no reason whatsoever, but yeah, this is one I thought, I could live without this.
It reminded me of going to kids' parties in the early 80s.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are your memories of that?
Where my dad worked, they would have a kids' party for Christmas. This was in the old days when companies would just do stuff.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to squeeze every last drop of profit out of everything. They would just go, should we do a Christmas party for all the employees' kids? Oh. Yeah, why not?
Nice. They're good?
It was, but it was always in the middle of January, which was always a bit weird. I always think, Christmas, that was a month ago.
My birthday's in the middle of January, a terrible time to have a party. No one goes out, no one's got any money, no one wants to do anything.
Because we were all at my dad's work's kids' Christmas party, Andy, that's why. Yeah. Maybe they were celebrating you, in a way. Andy-mus.
It's terrible having a birthday in the middle of January. What you get, James, when I was growing up was loads of calendars and diaries. Do you know why? They've just gone cheap in the after New Year.
Your days are numbered.
I'm not moaning. My days are numbered, literally. As Tree Sucker Guy says on YouTube, out of all of the songs, this is one of them. People love this record, though. I'm being silly, for whatever reasons, it didn't speak to me. Look on YouTube comments, you'll see how ecstatic everyone is about it. Did you like it this week? Look, we have to do this now and again, James, for some reason, or do we not have to? We could just keep out unasked for opinions out of it.
There's a lot about it I like.
Yeah.
I like the high voice singing.
Okay.
I like the sampling.
It's good on the video. At the end of it, the fella from Freeze, he's just walking around. Someone's giving him a white label pressing of the song he's just recorded in the club singing it. So it's definitely got a touch of this is for the dance floor, hasn't it? Even in the video, they're trying to make out it's a white label, underground classic. It's not underground, is it? Like the Wombles, it's overground. I thought this was interesting. This is Posh Boy, let's say. This is not something I could relate to. Marcus UL2 says, what a great time to be young. Remember it so well, walking around as a casual. Deodora, Bjorn Borg Elite Trainers, Lois Jeans Cords, Feeler Roll Necks and Takini Track Tops. I mean, I didn't have any of that gear when I was growing up in the 80s. That would have cost about 600 quid in the 80s.
Well, he either grew up in the 80s or he's in a Wes Anderson movie.
The UK's number one.
At number one, it's a non-mover, possibly because he laid his hat there last week. It is Paul Young with Wherever I Lay My Hat, That's My Home.
That's my home in brackets.
That's my home in brackets. Important bracket work. We like to pick up on this.
So I think the first thing to say is that this is a cover version
of a Marvin Gaye song.
A Marvin Gaye B-side.
Yeah.
Have you listened to the Marvin Gaye B-side?
Do you know, again, a bit like the Scylla and Charybdis when I was a young man, I thought I'll listen to the Marvin Gaye record one day. Never had. Then I thought this week, why not now?
And?
I prefer Paul Young. The first cut is the deepest, as I say.
But also, the Marvin Gaye version is kind of...
upbeat.
It's more upbeat.
Yeah.
It's medium to upbeat, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's singing the lyrics, and it feels like he's just throwing it away.
As mentioned Rod Stewart earlier, the first cut is the deepest. This is the first one we heard. Gladys Knight did a version of Heard It Through the Grapevine. It's her version first. Marvin Gaye came along, downplayed it a little bit. That's a version you associate. I think Marvin Gaye's getting a little bit of karma from Paul Young. He's thinking, I'm having this and bringing my own sensibilities to it. I've loved it I loved it at the time. I really loved it this week.
The way Paul Young sings it seems to be more connected to the lyrical content than the way Marvin Gaye does.
I agree, James.
Or maybe Marvin Gaye has more lackadaisical attitude to being, a flighty piece.
Yes. I get ya.
And Paul Young picked this song himself.
Did he?
Yeah.
A little bit like Elvis when he chose Heartbreak Hotel. I mean, let's do it. Paul Young's a little bit like Elvis. He had some hits in let's call it the provinces with whatever that band was called, Toast.
Street band with Toast.
So he had that
song
going on.
That I didn't have it, but I think my parents must have bought it because we had the 7-inch single.
So that was kind of, I remember when this record came out, as people tend to do, they go, look, this is this fellow really, this is who he used to be, this is what he used to do, a novelty record essentially, a little cheeky Toast song, and yet on this record, signed to a major label, I guess, transformed into a great pop star, isn't he, Paul Young?
Yeah, this was his first hit as a solo artist. He'd have 6 top 10 hits in a row, 5 of them cover versions.
Yes, he was an interpreter, a little bit like Rod Stewart when he's not writing his own songs about Baby Jane.
It feels like Paul Young gets this song.
I agree.
Oh, you should point out the song written by Marvin Gaye, Barrett Strong and Norman Whitfield.
The Motown greats.
And everything about how the song sounds has got that sort of melancholy, late-night feel to it.
I remember literally the first time I heard this back in the 80s on the radio, so I always think that's a good sign of a song if you can remember the first time you heard it. I mean, a lot of it, let's put it down to the bass playing, isn't it? The spirit, the Pino Palladino, his name is.
Born in...
I do not know.
Come on, Pino Palladino.
Scarborough.
Cardiff. You're not falling for my little tricks, are you?
Well, it's such a Scarborough name, isn't it, Pino Palladino? I did fall for it a little bit. This was almost his first record as a fretless bass player, gives it a unique sound. He was employed on nearly every record in the 80s after this.
Yeah, what does that mean, a fretless bass?
Okay, so the fretless bass, I can't really do it. A guitar is a fret, yeah? So there's a fret. So if I'm going...
This is when you play it.
It's going something like... That's a bass line, ish. Yeah. Since I've just worked it out. But because of the lack, so when you're sliding up on the guitar, say I'm sliding up to A to B, you can hear the leaps, yeah? You're going past the fret essentially. So every fret will tell you where.
So the little bit of metal on the neck.
You've got it, James. Right. The little bit of metal across the neck is a fret. Now, because there's none on a fretless bass like there is on a double bass, so when you're sliding, you don't hear all the leaps. It just goes.
It's more seamless.
Yeah, it's more seamless. Yeah, and the lack of frets would give it that character.
But he played on New York Minute by Don Henley.
He played on fucking. I mean, after sorry for swearing. After this record and these, you'd hear not Pino Palladino himself. You just hear somebody doing a Pino Palladino for a lot in the 80s. I think he still plays with Pink Floyd or whoever.
The Who.
The Who, is it? Yeah, all right.
The opening bass part is apparently the oboe riff from The Rite of Spring by Stravinsky. And I had to listen, and it is.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, all right.
Now, legend has it that when that was first performed, The Rite of Spring, the ballet was so avant-garde that it caused a riot.
Okay.
Imagine rioting because the ballet was too avant-garde.
Yeah, man.
Which in itself would be quite avant-garde.
Absolutely.
And cause another riot.
He sings it great, doesn't he, Paul Young? He sings, I mean, he's got all the character in there. I made a little list, actually. So I kind of like it. So he's going, wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. And the first time he goes, I'm telling you that's my home, lovely. And then the second he goes, that's my home. Then he'll just go a bit, yeah, that's my lovely. And then at the end where he's going, got a beautiful middle eight. You keep telling me I'm your man. What do I have to do, minor, to make you understand? But then at the end, I like it particularly because he's going, I'm telling you that's my home. Little bit of rhythms. And he's just doing all them. and I like it that way. all this bullshit. Ooh, I can't make it on my own. I'm not saying I don't love you. All this sort of stuff. We talked about it with Ross, didn't we, recently? I Owe You Nothing from the 80s. The outro, Paul Young scatting away. Everything's a hook. Everything's a melody. Leaves you interested till the bitter end. And again, like we talked about in part 1, even listening to this record this week, it made me realise how much DJs yap over the end, because I think I've never heard this, and it's great.
It's from the album No Parlay.
Yes, another 10%. This was what my sister had, and so I owned Paul Young. This was the final half of the 20% I owned.
The second biggest selling album of 1983 in the UK, I should say.
83?
83. What's the only thing outselling Paul Young?
Is it Thriller?
It is Thriller.
Okay. Woohoo, million pop points to me. Not a tricky question, has to be said.
No shame being beat by Thriller, is there?
No.
Paul Young is one of only 2 performers who performed at Live Aid, Nelson Mandela's 70th birthday tribute, and the Freddie Mercury tribute concert.
And who's the other one?
Yeah.
George Michael?
Oh, you've got that immediately. That's so annoying. I thought, there's a good 10 minutes of the podcast there. No, 2 seconds. Here's the answer. Boom. Because you were at one of those, weren't you?
Was it the Nelson Mandela concert, but 70th birthday, which I remember only intermittently, because let's call it drugs were much easier to buy in Wembley in the 80s.
Do you remember Paul Young?
No, I don't actually.
Had you bumped into Bananarama?
And some weird truck driver taking me around. Oh, that's a reference to part 1. I saw Paul Young in a service station recently, though, James, despite me not remembering him.
He wasn't working at Costa or something.
No, he wasn't working. He was hanging around. And weirdly, I saw him buying a little brownie. And it made me want to sing, every time you're at welcome break, you take a piece of cake with you. I didn't do it because I'm a decent person.
Well done. Reminds me of the time I saw Fergal Sharkey at the bar, and I wanted to go. I hear a good harp these days is hard to find.
Which you didn't do.
Harp is a type of lager.
I get it, well done.
I didn't do it, though.
I also saw at the service station, also Simon Le Bon was on the fruit machine, so it was an 80s treat.
So you probably did see Paul Young at a service station, didn't you? Even though it sounds like just the intro to a bit.
I saw him knocking around. It was treats. Seen Paul Young a little bit. I mean, I was, like I say, I had the soft spot for him. It was good because whatever ego and identity you're going through as a 14-year-old lad, my sister had his records, so I could didn't have to buy him, did I? Enjoyed him. Used to watch him on the Tube, that Channel 4 TV show around that time, being great live. He had them backing singers. What were they called? The Tarts, Filthy Tarts or something?
Were they?
The two.
Amazing.
It wasn't that, but it was something like that. And because of his, let's call it his experience doing live work, singing about toast or whatever, and his love for soul music, I thought he could do it, Paul Young. And he still can when I've seen him.
And he does every Christmas.
Huh?
First line of the original Band-Aid, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's good, isn't it? I'm the opening line of Band-Aid.
Yeah.
That's quite a boast, isn't it?
Here I am, I've arrived, absolutely. I mean, Daniel Pollard on YouTube says, I've been trucking along for 25 years, millions of miles. This song resonates with me, so he's got that, hasn't it? Do you watch a video?
Is that your little catchphrase, is it?
I think it's turned into a catchphrase. Yeah. Don't you like it?
I mean, you can say it if you want. Yes, I did see the video, Andy. Why?
It's good, isn't it? It's got a touch of the old Ricky Gervais, If You Don't Need Me By Now. He's round, but this, crucially, he's round 2 women's houses, isn't it? Being a bit of a Charlie. You see him ring somebody up. He's in a phone box at one point. This is good, right? So he's in a phone box now.
That's going to baffle anyone who's under 20, isn't it?
I liked it. Full North on YouTube. He points out the old, let's call it the old ways of technology, and says, we didn't have as good technology because Paul Young's in a phone booth. But then he says, Full North, he says, on the plus side, there are less people killing themselves, taking selfies in dangerous places. Also, people read books and didn't learn a nonsense worldview from rubbish posted in echo chambers on social media. So swings and roundabouts, really.
And he's posted that on YouTube. I think citation needed for a lot of those things.
What are you saying? People don't kill themselves taking selfies in danger? That happens, James. That never happened in the 80s.
How many, though?
He only says less people, so he's not putting a number on it.
Well, but that's like saying in the 80s, no one tripped over a DVD player and died because they didn't exist.
All right, then. He says people read books rather than rubbish posts on social media. That didn't exist either, but it's a fact, James.
People do both.
All right, then.
In fact, there's loads of stuff on social media from people who read books.
All right, then. So you're calling bullshit on Full North? I wasn't expecting that.
So you're the kind of boy who's always on the roam.
Because I'm the type of boy who is always on the run. Yeah?
Yeah, wherever you like. Have you got a hat?
I haven't got a hat.
No.
I mean, it's an interesting lyric, isn't it? Even as a young boy. When I was a young boy, not only did I play that silver ball, I haven't done that joke for a bit. He goes, it's an interesting notion. Wherever I lay my hat, that's my home. And I think, what a terrible way to live that is, really, isn't it? Yet Paul Young imbues it with a kind of glamour, and hey, I'm a bit of a lady killer, yeah.
I mean, if the hat was massive, you could live in it.
It is true. Are we saying that?
I don't know.
So what you're saying, James, is with homeless people these days, they just need to buy a big hat.
Just get yourself a big hat.
You're getting more right wing as it goes on every week. I like it.
So there you have it. That's the top 10 from the 26th of July 1983.
Ciao.
You don't have to make that noise. I put it in after. Lots of high points, I think.
Loads of high points.
What's your favourite?
Well, if we're talking about high points, I'm similar to Bananarama. They were high as a kite, weren't they? Doing Cruel Summer, great record. I don't know what's my favourite this week. I'm going to say that the ones I didn't know, I wasn't familiar with. I mean, Moonlight Shadow sort of mugged me from behind when I wasn't looking. I'm going to say The Crown. Such a audacious tune by Gary Bird and the GB Experience. What about you, sorry?
I think Double Dutch. It's just such a joyous celebration of everything, even though Malcolm McLaren's... I mean, who knows what's going on with him. But also, Cruel Summer, I've absolutely loved this week, and Wrapped Around Your Finger has really snuck up on me.
It's a great chart. As we always say, if you haven't already, listen to it on our Spotify and or YouTube playlist. Have a look at some videos as well while you're there. I mean, it sums up the 80s, a lot of it there. It's a great top 10 this week, I'm going to say.
You can join our Facebook community as well. Just search for Shooby Dooby Doo-Up, or you can join our Patreon thing, which is at patreon.com/ShoobyPodcast.
And in our Patreon content, we will be talking about 6 records, half a dozen tunes that never made the top 10 from this era.
Thanks very much for listening. Please tell everyone you've ever met that this podcast exists.
Rate, share, subscribe, follow. What else do people do?
All of that.
All of that stuff. We're very grateful. Honestly, we are genuinely grateful that all these artists made these records. We are possibly even more grateful that people bought these records to put them in the top 10, hence me and James banging on about them. But most of all, we are grateful to you for listening.
Until next time, Shooby Dooby Doo-Up.
Bop, bop, shoo, up. More?
Did you just give yourself an encore halfway through that? Shouting more at yourself.
Oh, God.